Now I got 41 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right, take 137. At least it feels that way. Hi, I'm Stan Foxworthy, and thanks for tuning into the 4/3 Curmudgeons. And today, we're going to do something very un-4/3-like. We are going to finally try to finish the comparison between the Hasselblad and the Bronica SQ-B 6x6 medium format film cameras. Each of us shooting some Delta 100, black and white, here in the studio. I tested it in with the Fuji GFX 100S, set up in square mode in monochrome, and the lovely Veronica looks fantastic. Now, if we don't botch it up too bad, this should give us what we need to wrap up this video. So, I'm going to go ahead and start off by running 12 exposures first, and then Larry will. We'll take turns and go ahead and get this in the can and see if we can make things work properly for a change. What I'm going to do is, before I actually take a photo, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my radio trigger. I'm going to put on my eyeballs here. I'm going to get my camera set up the way I would normally have it here. And actually, I think I'm going to bring this up just a pinch. Let's bring it up to about there. That way I don't have to bend over and look down. Get rid of these for a second. It's a problem with having glasses all the time. All right, let's bring this right to about there. Looking great. All right, I'm going to bring that right here. So I've got it where I want it. I'm going to take a look and make sure. Right now, just for giggles, we don't need to worry about it. We are at, come on, F8. We're going to go ahead and shoot at 250th of a second. I'm going to make sure that I can see the flash through the lens. I'm going to do that one more time here. I can see a flash going off in there, which means, in theory, we should have images on the film.
You want to do that a couple more times?
All right, we can do that. We're going to make sure, again.
So you're only running 50% at the moment.
Right, we're going to double check it again. Aha, what happened?
That would have been $1.
That would have been $1. You know what? Sometimes these things must be worked on here. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and bring that back up here. Why are we playing with these antiques again, Larry?
I have no idea.
All right, let's just double check, make sure we're firing again. Take a look through here.
Your mic's way too hot, so try not to yell.
I'll try not to yell. I'll use my calm DJ voice. Here we go from our late night DJ radio show. That's right, caller. Dark slide. The dark slide is out. We are going to take pictures. With any luck, we will go ahead and get these not only in focus, but actually images on film. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Oh my. The wonderful thing about working with Veronica, since she is an actress, oh, look at that. Uh-oh, we had a dud. We had a dud. I hate when that happens. Oh. All right. Let's make sure we're in focus. Beautiful. Now this is interesting, only one light.
Yeah, that didn't fire the main.
No, it didn't. Testing, testing. That did. So maybe it's the trigger. Thank you for humoring us. Well, a few moments later, well, we're back to working again. And here's the thing. We've gone really old school with old school cameras. We're not using a radio trigger. We're doing a sync cable all the way up to our main light. We've got the other two on optical slave, so they can see when this one fires and they fire. So, fingers crossed, and now that I have, a whopping total of 3 or 4 exposures left, we may actually get a few more shots here. Depending on what happens, I may or may not steal another one of Larry's rolls of films while he is shooting his 12 and pop another roll of film in here, although I do have some color I may want to shoot. We'll go forward from there. Anyway, so we've tested it with the hard cable. It works. So let's put the film back on, and let's try to make the most of these last 4 images. We'll see what happens here. All right, looking great. Eyes right here. No. No, 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 no,
Film
no.
back. It's the film back.
No. That didn't just happen, right? Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah. Last one here. Beautiful. Oh no, I'm out. I'm out. Just for that, I'm going to go ahead and unplug here.
That's better. Veronicas are superior to Hasselblads.
Fine, be that way.
Just a little tighter, yeah.
You can even just pull your hair back and leave your hand up like that right there. Stop right there.
Don't listen to him. It's not his film he's shooting. All right, that's focused. Okay, hands down, just, yeah, but give me. Toward the light source, please. There. For some reason things are backwards in the viewfinder. I don't know why that is. That's a photographer's joke.
Yes, I should have given you that 45-degree prism.
I would be using it anyway.
Yeah, I know how you are.
All right. Those were all on the same frame of film.
Nah! I don't feel so bad he had the multiple exposure. That's going to look really interesting.
There we go. There. Give me a little pushback on your right side. Yep. I'm focusing. The autofocus on this camera doesn't work right.
Mm-hmm.
It's another photographer's joke. These cameras are so much older than autofocus. That's it, good.
I'm just praying that I have one really good image on the Hassey.
I think I'll give you another roll of film.
Shoot one more.
Give me a little smile, look a little happier about life.
There it is.
Notice the Bronica, all 12 shots. The flash fired.
Does the Veronica love the Veronica?
The Bronica likes the Veronica. Well, welcome back to the 4/3 curmudgeons, the test between the Bronica and the Hasselblad medium format film cameras. And I think the universe has been conspiring against us on making this. We've been through so many takes, and there's always been something, some glitch, some gremlin, but hopefully this will be the last take on this. Well, at the end of the day, Larry and I both came to the conclusion that, you know what, these are amazing, amazing cameras. They really are. But the big thing is we got to remember that we are working with antiques. They really are too. So we know that things will go wrong. Things will break, things won't function properly. The positive side with the Bronica, they're inexpensive enough that you could go ahead and buy a couple extra bodies, a couple extra lenses, and be fine. So if something stopped working, you set it off to the side, grab another one. Not so with the Hasselblad. They're expensive. They're in demand. This one that I had picked up from Japan, which is absolutely mint, and absolutely love it, we're talking multiple thousands of dollars. So you can't just run out and say, oh, I'll go ahead and drop another $2,000 on another body and another couple $1,000 on some lenses and a couple $1,000 on whatever, because that can make you a little crazy. Or maybe you like that sort of thing. But anyway, we found that both cameras, beautiful imagery, looked great. Larry went ahead and scanned everything in on the Epson V850 scanner, and it scanned out beautiful. I went ahead and Even created a print. I don't know how well this is going to work with reflections, but this actually really, really printed up nice. So I printed on 17 by 22 paper, just did a square print because I absolutely love the look of square, hence why I love shooting with either the Bronica or the Hasselblad. And I love black and white. I mean, the detail, the gorgeousness of how sharp the detail is, but how smooth the skin tone is absolutely beautiful. So basically all I did was get the scans from Larry, clean up a little bit of dust on there, and that's it. I didn't retouch the photo as far as her skin or eyes or anything else. It's just the way it is. One of the things we do need to talk about is the glitches and the oddities. We found a number of things. We found that even with the exact same settings on the lenses, the cameras, the lights, everything else, there was about 1/3 of a stop difference between the Bronica and the Hasselblad. We also found all sorts of oddities, things like the flash not going off even though we were hard cabling it in, even though we found that we had some film that just never recorded an image. And even after we had tested it by taking the film back off, looking through it while we fire it, if we see the flash go off, that means it's going to be exposed. We had so many gremlins and so many idiosyncrasies that it's almost hard to go through them all because none of them were repeatable. Again, you know, if for me, and part of the reason why I love using the Hasselblad, and I was a Bronica SQ shooter for decades, is the fact of the feel. When we shoot it, it has a definite beautiful feel. There's something about it. There's a solidness to it. I find that the focusing on the Bronica Zenson lenses seems to be a little bit easier and a little bit smoother. But again, you know, I'm keeping the Hassey. I've since sold off the Bronicas. Actually, Larry owns a couple of them now. And this is the one I want to keep just because I love the way it feels in the hands. I love the way it works. I love the 45-degree prism, even though I had the same for the Bronica. Yeah, there's just something perfect about it. And interestingly enough, I don't get that as much when I pick this up. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It looks, the imagery is stunning. Oh my goodness, is it stunning. Do I wish that the viewfinder was up a little bit higher? Yes. Do I wish it was a little bit larger? Yes. Do I wish that they would have given it the 5.7 million dot viewfinder that's even in the little Olympus OM1? Yeah. Again, I could take this and I could do just as beautiful a job with anything else. But I know that I'm saying that there's no clear winners. It's what you choose. And what I happen to choose is the Hasselblad. One thing we will do is we will go ahead and Larry will insert 3 from the Hasselblad, 3 from the Bronica, of the lovely Veronica. She was able to put up with us once again attempting this. And judge for yourself and see if you see a difference. Again, I happen to love the clarity. We're using Ilford Delta 100. I'm actually quite amazed with that film. I had never really shot the Delta before Larry brought it to my attention. I was usually an FP4 or an HP5 guy, or a Plus X, or a Tri-X, or a Panatomic X, or whatever, the traditional films, or in the case of the Acros 2, which I've got a couple more rolls to that. Interesting.
Scan well.
Yeah, interesting note, and Larry will bring that up. It does not scan well, which surprised me. The other thing about it is it curls funny compared to the Delta 100. So it doesn't like being put in the film holders for the Epson V850. So anyway, take a look at these and see what you think. Moving forward, does it make sense? Well, A, I love shooting square. Would it make more sense having one of these puppies, a GFX 100S, with the 110mm f2 and shoot it in square, so it still gives me about an 80 megapixel image. This is an absolutely brilliant camera. It's on loan to me from a really good friend of mine who is a Fuji ambassador. I believe it's called Ambassador. Anyway, Mr. Ben Chrisman and of Chrisman Studios. If you ever want to check out some amazing work, check out his website. He and his wife and their team, chrismanstudios.com. Incredible, beautiful weddings. They're one of the top 10 destination wedding photographers in North America. But when we're taking a look at something like this, yeah, I would say that weight-wise, potato, maybe the Hasselblad, because I put the big prism on, is a little bit more weight here, but not by much, and this does have its heft. Now, on the positive side, it's got image stabilization, it's got eye detect, autofocus, etc., etc. But interestingly enough, I didn't miss focus with this, and there's no split image. It's just their AccuMatte screen in here. It's a 500 cm, and it worked beautifully, brilliantly. Even in low light, I didn't have a lot of light, modeling light going on this, and it picked up focus gorgeous. At the end of the day, does it make sense using these? Or does it make sense going back to shooting with my Micro Four Thirds, which I use on a regular basis for my professional commercial work? That with the little 45 1.2 also gives beautiful results. Or the 7 Artisans 50mm f.95, which we've tested. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Do I want to even go more minimal? My little Pen F with the same 20 megapixel sensor with a little 45mm 1.8, so it's equal to a 90mm 1.8 for light gathering, but 3.6 for aperture. I mean, my goodness, I could walk around all day long and take pictures, and it's image stabilized, and my black and whites look just as beautiful. So at the end of the day, there was no clear winner. It's what you like the feel of, what you can afford. But to say that it's the end-to-end all ends would be cutting things short. For non-commercial work, it probably makes the most sense. The big issue with it is if you're shooting commercially and don't have a digital back for it, which is hamstringing your 6x6 centimeter image, you're kind of out of luck until you get the film back and scan it to see what happened. And that can take a day or 2 or 3, depending on if you're doing your own, souping your own film, or you're sending it out to a lab and waiting for the film to come back, or having them scan it. Could be a week. So, again, we have to remember they're antiques. They do a beautiful job. But for most commercial applications, anything that we have available to us right now as a professional digital camera seems to work out well. Will I be giving up the Hasselblad? No, I'm not. I'm going to keep it. She does beautiful work, and I certainly enjoy it. So, I know that Larry's put in a few of the images that we've taken on here, and you can take a look at the differences. But at the end of the day, if you like shooting black and white film, and you can shoot color too, but specifically I like shooting black and white film in the square mode, your main 2 image tools that are widely available are the Hasselblad 500 series, the Bronica SQ series. Now there's other S2s, there's older cameras, there's Kawas, there's Kievs, there's all sorts of things. And there's also Mamiya C330 twin lenses and Yashica mats, etc., etc. At the end of the day, they're all great image making tools, and we have found that even when we enlarge this stuff up, it still looks gorgeous. So, hope that this educated a little bit, and I'm sorry that there was no clear winners, but the one thing we did find out is if it's old and it's used, things can go wrong. So always have a backup. Again, thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.